Hey guys, it's Bendy here, and I wanted to look at Tectone's video called Streamers Disgust Me because, as you may know, I used to be a streamer. I was like very little. Like I think at most I had like maybe 50 chatters at once, 50 subs at once. But I kind of walked away from the scene because it just got really, it's just like so toxic. Like, even being such a little itty bitty streamer, like, it was so difficult navigating that landscape because people are always trying to just use you and throw you away when you no longer benefit them. So I thought this video would be an interesting one to dive down because for so long I felt that way, and I like hadn't streamed in like I don't know, it's been like chunks, but it's been like 3 years and then 6 years total. So I'm basically like, I died. So yeah, let's get started.
Hey, what's up, guys? I know it's supposed to be my day off. I try to take a day off once every 6 days or so, and the sound quality is probably pretty shit. There's the lawnmower guy in the background. That literally just started, by the way. I could end the recording and just say, I'll wait till he's done, but I already know these videos that I make don't really matter anyways. I don't really think anybody cares.
I mean, I care. I think it's pretty chill, especially like in a format like this where it's like, usually for streamers, you're just constantly seeing them like kind of like me right now, where it's like dark room, usually gaming. It's kind of like low key vibes, but like this is cool to see him kind of outside of that realm, literally outside, in the sunlight. So yeah, I care.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about some thoughts that I've been having. And I would like to preface this saying, like, I'm in a very good mental space right now. I'm very good mentally. I'm honestly pretty happy. But
That's awesome to hear. That's very awesome. I kind of feel the same way also, where like it took a long time to get to that point because when I was streaming, like, I don't even think the work for streaming is hard at all. Like posting, coming up with ideas, like that's fun for me. Like it's, you get to be creative and whatnot. I think what was actually draining was just like the politics and like the social aspect of streaming, and trying to like interact with people and streamers, but not really being aware of their intentions, or maybe sometimes being aware of their intentions and it not being so pretty. So that's awesome to hear that he's doing so much better. Honestly, same.
I'm just kind of disgusted with the bigger I get, the more successful I get. And I want to make it very clear. I'm not successful like the normal successful. I'm not successful because I worked with the machine. I'm successful because I worked in spite of the machine. I did everything wrong as a content creator, and I still am here today, breaking 1 million subscribers, averaging sometimes well over 10 to 12,000 viewers on multiple different streaming sites. And I'm not saying this because I'm narcissistic, even though I am.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird because I remember during the time when I was streaming, I encountered some people, streamers and even mods that, are part of my mod team, who kind of made me feel narcissistic in the sense of like, I couldn't feel prideful or happy about any kind of accomplishment without there being like a drawback to it. So it definitely made me like closed off, and I almost like, it's gonna sound so weird, but I just didn't even see people as people. Like it just felt so strange. Like it's like I couldn't share and be myself. I think Tectone's gonna dive a little bit deeper in what he meant by like kind of going against the grain. But I definitely can empathize with that because it's rough out there. People be people sometimes, and people can be selfish and have some ulterior motives and not have your best interest at heart. So, yeah.
I'm saying this because I was in my bed just thinking. I had Mango snoring on me, and I was just thinking about how difficult these past 6.5 years were, and I get these messages of, man, I can't believe you're willing to say this on stream. I can't believe you're willing to say the quiet part out loud. I can't believe you're willing to stick up for this person. I can't believe you stick to your values. I can't believe, you're fighting against, the streamer clicks, this, that, and the other. And God, I sound like I'm really sucking my own dick right now. As a
I mean, I totally agree. And like I said, when I was streaming, I remember a few instances like this where it was like, if you went against the grain or the herd of people having a specific idea, you were immediately outcasted and, you were basically like the devil in their eyes. And I think that really affected me like at the time because, when I was streaming, I was like early to mid 20s. I'm now like in my 30s. So in retrospect, like I don't know why I, didn't go as hard as I would now. In the sense of like, I have very strong beliefs, I have very strong opinions on things. And so, anyone that knows me now knows like how outspoken I can be. And I really don't care what the repercussions are because I truly believe that things should be moral and there are morals out there, and to go against that by lying, deceit, any kind of like deception, like I absolutely can't stand and will do everything to verbally correct it if possible. So, I mean, an instance I could think about was like, I don't know if anyone even remembers this because it was so brief. Um, but I remember Twitch was saying they were trying to figure out if allies for the LGBTQ plus community should have their own tag, their own like their own tag for streaming because they weren't technically considered gay, but they were allies. And being in a same sex relationship myself, like I always thought allies were just a part of the community. Like I didn't think of them as like separate beings because I thought the whole point was inclusivity. So the moment that I said, no, that's really dumb, no, that's dumb, like, why make an extra tag? Like, they should be welcomed in that community. Oh my god, the amount of hate and anger and pissiness from the streaming community was ridiculous. A lot of them were from people that like were mutuals, people that I didn't necessarily know, but like I wouldn't even say looked up to. It was just like people whose content I watched frequently. Like they were just like, yeah, that's the wrong take. And it's like, is it though? Like, is it? Like, why does everyone's opinion have to be the same exact one? Like, why is this a hive mind? Why make a separate tag? Like, it just didn't make sense to me. So anyways, yeah, Twitter got pissed. I thought it was funny. Um but it was like instances like that where it's just like if you don't repeat the same words, if you don't think the same, if you don't have the same ideas, you're immediately outcasted. You're an awful person. Like, how dare you? And it really does like wear on your soul, I think, because like what's the truth and what kind of makes sense. Um, yeah, so that's kind of how I feel about that. Definitely understand that, Tectone.
streamer, and what I mean by I succeeded the wrong way is because this is how you succeed. And I don't mean in the short term. Anything can succeed in the short term, but in the long term, I've had 6.5 years of always being successful.
I think he's right. I mean, I think at the end of the day, no matter what your opinion is, I think it's the most important to be genuine. I think it took me a long time to like really understand that because I when I was younger, I definitely wanted to appease. And not necessarily, and that kind of like, I guess, competed with it wasn't even like a feeling of belonging. Like I really don't know what it is. I don't know if why I was being so careful back then. I guess because I just was new to the scene and didn't really know what to expect. And also just seeing like these constant trends, like prior, where it was just like, you say the wrong thing and it's just career ending. So maybe that's why I was a little bit like tiptoe around certain things. But, you know, I I agree. You have to be a genuine person. And I hated streaming because I wasn't being genuine. I knew I wasn't being myself and that I was kind of like sculpting myself to fit like the mold, and that's not the kind of person that I am. Like I'm definitely not someone who likes to fit in a mold. Like I feel like I'm very opinionated, and those opinions are strong opinions on definitely some controversial topics. Um, but I can be myself and be genuine, stating those things as compared to the past where I wouldn't say anything, I think. And that was, I guess, to mediate a lot, but really it was like I had very strong opinions and I really disagreed with a lot of stuff that was happening. But that's neither here or there.
And for other streamers, this is how it goes. If you're an attractive woman, congratulations, you've succeeded. You have a career. You will. You can probably make tens of thousands of dollars
OnlyFans, probably.
if you are
OnlyFans
a
girls.
conventionally attractive woman on the internet, no matter how stupid you are. I know that sounds misogynistic, but
It's
I'm
not.
sorry, it's true. If you have pretty privilege, it's great. Women have it very easy on the internet. Yes, you have to deal with haters who don't want to, listen to your opinion because you're a woman. However, you will just have people listen to everything you say and not give a fuck about your opinion because they're currently jerking off to you, paying you tens of thousands of dollars.
He's not wrong. He's very, very right. I mean, it's been proven time and time again that women definitely have beauty on their side, and that appeals to a lot of people, especially on Twitch, where it's like, gamers are predominantly men and young boys, young men, and so, you know, women who are even like average and above really can get a lot of attention and grow their business and be successful without really having the talent or the morality or anything else, um, even personality. Like if you look beautiful, like that really can take you a long way. So I don't think it's misogynistic for him to say that. I think it's the truth. But I know a lot of people won't like to hear that, especially coming from a woman. Like they're definitely not gonna like that.
Which is great. Now, it's not every woman, but you also have it easier due to the fact that you can just go on any other streamer stream. I mean, look at like someone like Mizkif, you know what I mean? Or like, is there anybody else like Mizkif who does this? You have somebody, they're an OnlyFans girl, you bring them on stream. They have 200 viewers when you first put them on your stream, and then bada bing, bada boom, now they have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, just because they're hot and they got into a streamer stream. Maybe that goes on with other streamers in the LA stream. I'm going to be real. I try very hard not to watch other people's streams.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I try not to watch a lot of people's streams and content. That's kind of content I don't even really like that much. I didn't even really like it before. Like, yeah, you would see someone who's like very attractive get on a streamer's stream who's has a big following, and you can instantly see like an overnight success, if you want to call it that, of people following them just because of their looks, not really knowing their personality, and maybe that could come after, but the main point is looks can get you very far very fast.
fucking hate 99.99% of other streams. I hate 99.99% of other streamers as content creators as well as people. Yeah, I don't really like too many people. No, I used to. I really did used to. But I'll get more into that later. So the other way to be successful as a streamer is you do a lot of dick sucking. A lot of dick sucking. You see this a lot in the VTuber sphere. You see this a lot in the LA scene. Everybody's got to be friends with everybody. Everything somebody else does. Oh my God, this is so cool. Oh my God, my Oshi. Oh my God.
I think he's right. And I think a lot of people do this naturally because I mean, think about it in like high school, middle school, like you just want to belong. I think a lot of people want to belong and feel like they're a part of something. And what better way than to fawn over people? Like you want to get on their good side, so you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty awesome, that's cool. When you really think it's mid, like, I'm definitely not someone like that. I do try to be encouraging, but I mean, I don't care to be likable in that sense, especially if it's like you're being fake about it. Like, at least be genuine enough to be like, yeah, that's really cool. Like, if you do think it's cool, but if it's kind of whack, like who cares? Like, maybe that's not the type of people you want to even be with. You know, if you think the stuff they're doing is lame or whatever, like, I think I don't know. I just never was a person that like cared to appease people, even though I did say that earlier. Like it wasn't necessarily appeasing, it was just making sure that because I was unaware of the scene, I just kind of kept a low profile. I guess that's what it was, a low profile, without really speaking or speaking up on things that I really felt passionately about. Which, in retrospect, is really funny because like I was never that way. Like, I mean, yeah, maybe there'd be times where I'd try to mediate like something, a situation, but when it ever came to like speaking about the truth or things that were like important, I mean, why hold back? Like that's crazy.
Everything is so great. Oh my God, there's no drama ever. Oh my God, I love everybody. I love everybody. Please do things with me.
I just quickly want to say, I grew up in the South. I always lived in Texas, between Texas and Florida, basically, like all my life. So, I'm a little Southern girl, but I'm currently living in California, and it does seem that way, where people just want to use you and throw you away when you're no longer benefiting them. And I think that's so whack and so honestly, it's just like no faith in humanity when that happens. You're like, what the hell? I thought we were having like a genuine connection, but no, it was actually a facade and you just wanted something from me.
And I think that leads a lot of VTubers to be doing a lot of collabs with a lot of people they don't fuck with. And I think that leads to a lot of mask off moments like we saw with Cinder. Because everybody's got to be a dick sucker. And where Cinder's mask fell off, there's 100 more streamers just like them waiting to take their place. Not all of them, but a lot of them. You gotta understand, there's just no way that anybody is actually gonna wake up with that golden retriever energy saying, I love this, I love that, I love this, I love that. And then streamers in the VTubing space get so much hate the moment they start talking about some real shit because there's so much fantasy, pretend, fucking Mickey Mouse, everybody's happy, everybody loves each other. It's fucking sickening. It's fucking sickening. I don't know how people buy into that shit, but to be honest, I'm still shocked that people are actively choosing to watch VTubers that don't have a big old pair of jugs, because that's the only reason why I watch them to begin with anyways. It's great.
I have like my TV going. I have my TV going on like just randomly, and it's like playing. I mean, it's showing like lights in the background. I think that's kind of cool, like colorful lights. Because I don't have my lighting. It's like in our storage unit right now, so I don't have any lighting. So I've been playing some lo-fi music in the background, which tends to like be my lighting. So ghetto. Yeah, I mean, I agree with Tectone. Like, people are very shallow, and I think they try very hard to come across a certain way. Now, I feel kind of. I don't know how I feel about that because I remember when I was streaming, keep in mind again, like, I was a nothing streamer. Like, if I got 50 people watching at once, that was my world. I thought that was so cool. That's so awesome. Like, we were just vibing, and it was really nice. Um, but, as a small streamer, I had to kind of experience this, but in a different way. Like, I would say I'm naturally like an optimistic person. I like to have fun. I joke around. My whole family's just a bunch of clowns. Like, you know. So I think that's just like a coping mechanism, probably. But like, we're just a bunch of clowns, very lighthearted. But they're, and I feel like because I always showed that side of me, people kind of, it's like that parasocial relationship where people kind of have this idea of you, but they're only seeing you through the scope and lens that you're showing them. And I wasn't always like a happy person all the time. Like there has been plenty of times, especially like during my streaming mini career, like where I was going through some really tough stuff, and I just didn't know how to cope with things. But streaming kind of helped me. It was kind of like an escape, like that, and gaming. Like I've been gaming my entire life, so them doing them two together definitely uplifted my mood, but that didn't mean it erased all the bad stuff that was happening. So I kind of get what Tectone's saying, that some people put on a facade, like they're the good guy, that they're always happy and that things are always great, but you know it's not true. Like, we're human beings, we have emotions, we feel things, and sometimes we can't even conquer our own emotions and it slips out. And I think that's kind of what he's saying, is like, just be more real. Like, not every day is going to be sunshine and puppies and rainbows. Like, it's going to be hard. The storms always come, and I think it's just a matter of how you handle it. But to put on a persona and pretend that you're happy when you're not is not good, and it's not healthy, and it's not the truth.
Oh, I say that, and then it's like, try to name 5 successful male VTubers. Go ahead. 30. You have 30 seconds. Name 5 successful male VTubers. Yeah.
Dude, I'm so embarrassed. I don't know any VTubers. I feel like I've watched them, but I don't know their names or anything. And the ones that I did watch were literally Japanese, so I don't even know what they were saying. But it was kind of fun to watch them play games. So, yep.
So yeah, it's 1, be an attractive female. 2, be a dick sucker. 3, ladder climber. Any other streamer that has success, you go, you talk to them, you get buddy, you chill in their chat, you hope to God you get a collab, you hope to God you get a raid, this, that, and the other. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, this is true. Again, like, I remember when I was first starting out, like, collabing's a huge deal. Like, you do get a lot of benefits from that, but when you think about it that way, like, again, I've met some streamers that were super cool. They were very welcoming, very, like, super welcoming. And then there's some that I remember being in like a call with one of them super late at night. It was just me and him. We were trying to, like, basically form a little squad, like a streaming squad, basically. Um, and so we were like, yeah, like, let's come up with ideas, all this stuff. And then I just remember late at night, he was just like, I don't care who I have to fuck over. I will do it just so that I could, like, get famous, basically, is what he was saying. And I just remember, like, being stunned. I just sat there and I was like, I don't know how, like, what am I supposed to say to that? Am I supposed to be like happy? Like, he literally just admitted that he would fuck me over or anyone else just so that he could get like a leg up. And I think that's so wrong and so like, that's like, what do you say to that? Like, that's so, dude. I mean, I guess I could appreciate his honesty. He was being very forthcoming about it, but like, dang, like, I don't even think it was ever that serious to be doing stuff like that. But I checked his stream recently, and yeah, nah, he still has like no followers. He has like no people watching. But I mean, neither do I, because I haven't streamed for like 6 years, so whatever. But yeah, people are vicious when they want to succeed or be famous or rich. They will do anything. There's definitely people that will do anything, cross any line, say anything to obtain that. And that's scary, because when some people don't have morals, like, I think that's when things get really dark. So yeah, totally agree.
Everybody's got to pretend to be everybody's friend, but then the moment any controversy happens, you will find out who your real friends are very quickly.
So true. This is so true. When that situation happened with the Twitch tags for allies that I brought up earlier, I mean, there were so many people that followed me that were mutuals, and we had talked, and I thought we had a pretty good relationship. Immediately, like, unfollowed me. They saw that people that were like higher up than me, like bigger streamers, kind of, they were like, yeah, that's like a terrible take or whatever. They unfollowed me, so they saw, those people that looked up to them saw that, and it was just kind of like a domino effect of people like unfollowing and being like, yeah, that's like a take, and it's like, dude, I that's just how I feel. Like, I mean, I just think it's unnecessary. But I mean, yeah, that just goes to show like people definitely show their true colors when it comes to certain topics, or even just of course politics. But yeah, people show their true colors and what they really want and what they're really after, and it's a shame, and it's really disheartening because I love streaming, I love gaming, I love making content. And the part that I really don't like is the social aspect of it, because you have people like that will you over no matter what, just to get a leg up and leave you in the dust and absolutely like ruin your career. And like I said, like I was just a small streamer, but even getting a little taste of that, I left a bitter taste in my mouth, because how can people be that way? But it is what it is. You got to keep going. And I think I finally found my fire. I got my fire back from all of that, after taking so long away from streaming and just that side of content creation. And now I know better. I'm a little bit older, I'm a little bit wiser, I know a little bit better now. And honestly, who gives a like, I just don't care about that side of it. If I could just make content, meet some dope people, and have some fun, make some cool things, I'm so happy. Otherwise, like, I really don't care about getting trying to like have this facade and fake relationship with people just so that it like elevates me. Like, I don't care about that. Like, I just want genuine relationships, genuine moments, because I think that's what's so fun about it.
You will find out who still wants you on their stream. You will find out who wants to talk to you in the DMs. You will find out who is actually there for you, which one of your friendships, are real and which one's not. And you'll learn that very quickly. It's very easy to play pretend. It's very easy to ladder climb. It's very easy to be fake as fuck. It's very easy to feign kindness towards somebody who holsters nothing but benefit to you. But the moment, and I mean the moment, that you are of a 1% detriment, a slight inconvenience, maybe an uncomfortable talk you have to have with your chat, you will toss these people to the wayside, and you will never look back, and you will never feel bad, because at the end of the day, all these fucking streamers, all these fucking content creators only give a fuck about one thing, and that's themselves. You see these streamers blow up, you have the ladder climbers, and you also have the ladder pullers.
I don't know what a ladder puller is. I'd be curious to like look that up. But ladder climber, I could definitely understand. I think in the IRL, like I would consider myself a ladder climber, but not to the detriment of other people. Like, I'll work twice as hard, but I won't kick anyone off, or beat them down, or try to throw them under the bus just so that I can elevate myself. I think that's totally wrong and just disingenuous, and there's just no merit to it.
Those are great. You got a lot of those going on in the, not that a lot of my new audience cares, but one of the reasons why I fucking hate the fucking, I almost said a slur. I'm so glad I didn't say that. Sorry, we're getting a little bit too real here. We're not, not the N-word. I wasn't going to say the super one. Yeah, the gay ass Genshin community. There's so many people that succeed in that space. And I was the most successful Genshin Impact content creator of all time. And when I succeeded,
And the most humble.
like I have been doing for 6.5 years, I immediately made it a point to bring up as many other people with me as I could.
That's awesome.
Because that's what I do. That's what I care about. I like growing other people's streams. That's why I work so heavily with Mythic Talent. So I like bringing money to creators. I like bringing success to creators. I like having people who I can cherish in this world, and I do. I have a lot of great friends.
Yeah, that's amazing. And sadly it's so rare. Like it's so rare to find people like that. And I know because I feel like I'm definitely one of those people. Like I will go above and beyond to try and help someone who's done the same for me. So, meeting and stumbling across some of these content creators that I had, and seeing how, vicious and like so fame hungry they were, like it just, oh, it's just so defeating because it's like it doesn't have to be that way. Like we could just raise each other up and do good together and make some amazing content, and just grow, and that's it. Like it doesn't have to be so scary and so cutthroat and a dog eat dog world, but some people just don't believe that. They'll do anything no matter what it takes to be on top. So that's good on Tectone. Like that's really awesome that he's that way. He seems like a cool dude.
But trust me, for every friend that I've had, I've lost 20 or 30. And that's just a common thread of life. And that's something that you guys are going to realize. The friends that you have in elementary school, you're not going to have them in middle school. The friends you have in middle school, you're not going to have in high school. The friends that you have in high school, you're not going to have in college. The friends in college you might have for a foreseeable future, unless you guys move too far apart, and then you'll fade. You'll talk every now and then on DMs, but it'll fade.
Oh my god, this is so true. I remember dating someone in high school, and we ended up breaking up, and so quick. Like, my friends were mad at me, even though there was more complexities to that breakup, but like immediately when I got hit with that, instead of questions or like like wondering why, assumptions were made. And so, yeah, I definitely felt slighted by that, and I was just like, well, that's, I thought we were friends, and at least do the decency of like figuring out what happened instead of coming to a conclusion. Because just because something is painted beautifully and wonderfully doesn't mean it's always like that, and there was just a lot going on. But I mean, that goes to show Tectone is completely right with that. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm not friends, but like, I don't know, I don't like to be on a bad note with anybody. But I mean, I haven't talked to anyone in high school and middle school. I'm barely in college. Like, there's some people that I still like reach out to and talk to, but like, yeah, I mean, friendships, they evolve, they disappear, they change. That's not a bad thing or a good thing necessarily, but things change. You grow, you become different people, you get busy in life. The point being, like, it's really rare to find a beautiful friendship that's through and through, and you could leave off of, not talk to them for a while, and then the moment you start talking again, it's like a day hasn't passed. Like, and that's beautiful and that's rare, and I absolutely cherish those friendships.
And it's the same thing with content creator friends and Discord friends. The moment you stop playing the same games, the moment you stop going to the same places, the moment it stops being convenient for these people, you will lose them. Now I'm very prideful because I can count on more than two hands the amount of lifelong friends that I've had, real friends, that people that are there no matter what, that are above the noise, who don't care, because that's how they get you. And that's my biggest weakness, is they get you because they care, and you will be weak if you care too much. Thankfully, I've already experienced the worst of it. You know, I got people going after me for my fucking dad. And don't get me wrong, guys, I understand what my dad did was bad, right? But people are greatly exaggerating what he did just so they can take me down a peg. Brother,
I'm not sure what the story is there. That sounds, I don't know. It sounds heavy though. I could tell the the look on his face. He looks very upset by that. But yeah, I mean, I don't think, I think a lot of people, yeah, when I think people get jealous is what it is. Like, if you're when you start to become very successful, or you have even just like an inkling of success, you'll be so surprised that even the people closest around you will be envious of that. And if they can't have it, they try to sabotage that. And I myself have experienced something similar to that, not necessarily in the streaming world, but I mean that's definitely a relatable experience. Man, I don't know. I love streaming, but yeah, it's definitely like the social side is so and it doesn't have to be.
But it doesn't do shit. You know what all that did? It got me to 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Go f yourself. Go suck my dick. You can sit there. You can have your fun. You can spread your misinformation. You can talk shit about me. You can talk shit about what my ex said. And did you hear what he did back in Arknights? Did you hear what he did back in Genshin Impact? Unfortunately for all these retards on the internet, we're moving towards a new era where people are actually getting this, doing a Google search. They're realizing that I have done nothing but tell the truth for 6.5 years.
This is definitely something that I think about often, and something that had gave me like it had given me a lot of anxiety in the past because when I was like younger, like I said, in my like early 20s, mid 20s, um the internet's forever, and things that are online, they'll stay there. And I mean, I've definitely had run into like some situations with people, you know, because online dating sounded fun. I'd never tried it before. And of course, I met like the people. Oh, oh, what an era, what an era. But I mean, I shouldn't even say that. It's not even fair because I too was also very and would, I wasn't very like, there was always like a side of skepticism with me where it's like, oh, is the other shoe gonna drop? And I always felt that way throughout my life with a lot of relationships. So I have a lot of relationships that, if they do survive that stage, like they turned into beautiful, flourishing relationships. But yeah, I mean, that's something I think about all the time. It's just like you have to think about every single text you've sent, DM you've sent, every voice recording if you've done that, pictures. Like you just have to like really think about all the things that you've ever sent because you never know when it's going to come back and bite you in the ass. I feel like a lot of those relationship esque DMs from my 20s might bite me in the ass later. Who knows? But either way, it's bound to happen. I know what, we're humans. We make mistakes. We aren't perfect. So if it does bite me in the ass, well, at least I told you ahead of time. And so you'll expect that. But, you can't really, there's a lot of things from your past that can get brought up and used against you simply because someone wants to just take you down or wants to knock you off of the ladder of success, just because of they're envious. Maybe they're just trying to take over your position, whatever it may be. And it's brutal out there, man.
And that's why I get into so much shit. That's why so many motherfuckers hate me. I succeeded by telling the truth. And it's hard. It is. Because sometimes the truth doesn't make you look good. I succeeded while taking accountability for my actions. I succeeded for showing remorse when I fucked up. And I succeeded by apologizing to those I've wronged.
I think that's really awesome because prior to what he just said, he was saying that he was a prideful guy. Now, I don't really know Tectone personally. I've only seen some bits of his content, but I've never really dove into his content. I've seen a lot of Asmon's content, so that's kind of how I got familiar with Tectone. But I mean, I think that's awesome. Like, yeah, it takes a lot of swallowing your pride to make up for mistakes and to succeed despite those mistakes and shortcomings, whatever they may be. So that's really awesome that he can hold himself accountable and still supersede that with his success and doing really well for himself. And I hope I can find that same success because that's, I think genuine people should be successful, especially when they're being truthful and not trying to deceive people, them over, anything like that. So good on him. He deserves the success.
That's not how content creation works. No, you gotta be a robot. In the political space, you can't ever talk about emotion. You can't ever cry. You can't ever get angry. You can't ever be loud. You gotta be calm. You gotta be like a robot. Any criticism that comes your way, you gotta deflect. You gotta change the narrative. You gotta attack arguments that don't exist and pretend that you're right. You can't own who you are. You just gotta be what the machine wants you to be. And that's all it ever is. Fucking harrowing how many content creators I'll watch on stream. And then I'll meet them off stream and I'm just like, damn, you are just like not the same motherfucker at all. But some of the people.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have personas to some extent, I think. I think it's very hard. I think there's like many reasons for this. I mean, there's definitely personas like, I mean, the easiest one I could think of is like a Doctor Disrespect. Like he has his actual getup and his persona. He's like a character. Some people play characters because it's easier. Maybe it's more entertaining. Maybe it'll get them more money, whatever it is. But I think to some extent we're not always 100% ourselves. That's a very rare thing for that to happen. I think that's kind of normal, um, to not be 100% yourself. But yeah, I think what he means is like if you're taking it, you're trying to portray something that you're not. I think that's definitely an issue. I can speak for myself. Like I said, like I think I'm generally like an optimistic person. I always try to have a good time, try to make people laugh. That genuinely brings me joy. But I think people perceived me a certain way when really, I didn't like that perception of me. People thought I was like always good and always happy and always, up on this like pedestal. And I'm just like, no, I'm so terribly flawed. Like I'm so fucked up. I'm so, I go through a lot of emotions. There's a lot of different aspects to me that I don't necessarily portray on stream or in videos, and that kind of gets lost because you're kind of, like I said, you're not 100% you. But I think a lot of it, at least in my case, was perception of what other people perceived me to be, and in a way, I felt like I was kind of put in this box when I was like, it's not true. Like I'm not what you think. Like that's not that. Maybe that's like a little part of me, but like I'm this whole person. Like it's not that simple. I'm not always happy. I'm not always good. I'm not always, vibing. Sometimes I have really bad days. Some days I have like it's hard to get up and like do something. Sometimes I get super frustrated when I shouldn't. But that's all being a human. It's not always perfect.
People who I care about so much. Nux Taku's a real ass motherfucker, man. He's a great guy. And I don't even know if these people understand how much I actually care about him because I will admit I'm pretty bad at DMing. I am. And to be honest,
Me too.
I'm okay with that. I don't really need to talk to everybody every day. I like the occasional phone call, the occasional DM, but like it is difficult talking all the fucking time. People like Nux, man, just such fucking good people. People like Asmongold. Nux is the fucking exact same on-stream, off-stream, which I love. Asmongold's a little bit different. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I've just been so fucking frustrated with content creation. Because obviously, I mean, you guys know, I've been a big fan of Asm for a long time. I've had the honor of being in the same org as him and doing a podcast with him. I respect that motherfucker so goddamn much, it's ridiculous. And he is a little bit different off stream. He is. He's a lot more soft-spoken. He's a lot more, a lot more, I don't know, a lot more human.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, like I said, some of us, a lot of us put on kind of like a persona. Maybe it's not 100% us. Maybe it's like 90% us, 10% like a character or like an extreme version of ourselves. Whatever the percentages might be. But I'm not surprised with Asman being that way. He seems like a chill dude, and I can tell when he's like, he turns it on for the camera and to entertain everybody, and he takes his work very seriously. That's very apparent. But I could definitely see that being very draining. Like when you're doing that hours on end, you just kind of want to chill afterwards and like recoup and just you kind of like go back to your default settings. So that doesn't surprise me one bit.
When he goes live on stream, he goes big dick. Hilarious. Love seeing that shit, but it's crazy to see a guy get so much shit while being one of the best people that I know.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I think Asmin, Tectone, there's a lot of streamers that get a lot of shit that for what? For telling the truth, for speaking their mind. standing on what they believe or what they believe to be true. You know, you can't please everybody. And that was a hard lesson for me to learn as well, where it's like you really can't please everyone. People, there's just so many different types of people, so many different walks of life. There's like no way you're going to be able to appease everybody. So, you know, that's why the best course of action is to just be yourself, and whoever with you will be there for you, and whoever doesn't, you know, they'll maybe send some hate over, but eventually that'll die down, because like that just wastes so much time, you know what I'm saying? So just always be yourself.
Same thing with Emmy. Emmy gets so much shit. One of the best people I know. Nicholas Light gets so much shit. One of the best people I know. Shinya gets so much shit. One of the best people I know. I could keep going. And it's crazy how I have all these friends who are considered just rat fuck pieces of shit. And they're just such good, down to earth people. Donut Operator, the Unsubscribed Podcast crew. I mean, holy fuck, these guys invite. I mean, I'm not even gonna try to get emotional, but these guys invited me to spend fucking 4th of July with them off stream. Shit makes me so fucking happy, bro. I feel so blessed in this world. I know a lot of people see my journey through content creation.
That is something to be blessed about, definitely, when you can surround yourself with good people that genuinely like love your company, love you as a person, and actually want to be around you. That does so much wonder, like, for all of us. And that's awesome that he has that, because that is rare, you know. um yeah, I mean, again, this just goes to show it doesn't have to be so cutthroat in this industry and this space. Like, we could just really appreciate and be genuine people, instead of trying to be the number one or be the best or try to be better than other people. You know, you should always try and better yourself, but not to the detriment of other people, to some extent, I suppose. I mean, yeah, I've only caught tidbits of what Tectone has been going through and what Asmin has, and I didn't really know too much about Emeru going through a bunch of stuff like that, a bunch of drama, but yeah, the stuff that I've heard so far with Asmin, you know, like, and Tectone, like, it's so extreme when it doesn't have to be. They're just telling the truth. It shouldn't have to be this like extremist take.
They say, holy fuck, how do you do it? I know this may not make sense to y'all, but I thrive. I thrive on hatred. It's bad.
I'm the same way, and it's probably very toxic. Like, you have that kind of opposition. At least for me, I need opposition of some kind, because it gives me a chance to work against something, and kind of like, I don't know if that even makes sense. Like, that opposition, it's like that resistance. It feels like a challenge. It feels like something I can overcome. So when I have ever gotten hate or some kind of like stupid drama, like, I can't, first off, I can't help but laugh, because it's just ridiculous. And then second off, I'm just like, okay, like, this is the situation. Now let's get past it. Let's get through it, and let's keep going. Like, because it's all just bullshit anyways.
It's bad. There's so many fucking things in this world that I fucking hate. You want to know why that is? Because there's so many things on this world that deserve to be fucking hated. There is so much bad shit that happens every single fucking day. And you're considered toxic, you're considered negative if you just look at it and say, hey man, that's fucked up, let's fix it. Everybody wants to ignore it, let everybody else do the fucking dirty shit for them. Just like these privileged ass pussies see these fucking soldiers on the front lines dying for them, while damning the actions that they fucking take to keep their citizens safe.
Amen, brother. Yes. As someone who's come from a military family, and has family members that are in the military, like, and friends in the military, it's just absolutely disgusting. And this might be a hot take to some people, but you know, it is what it is. Like, you know, we are so privileged to be in this country and to live as free as we do, where we can go online and talk and say that we hate this country. Like, you have no idea how privileged and how insane that is. Like, try to do that in another country and you will definitely get executed. Like, it is what it is. And like, to have people speak so horribly about this country, like, yeah, it's not perfect, but dude, if it's not perfect, just leave. Like, I don't understand why we're staying here talking shit about soldiers. Soldiers give up everything for our rights. They fight for our rights. They live and die for us. And for us to just talk shit about soldiers, oh my god, that sets me off. Like, it's just so, it's wicked is what it is. Like, how could you do that? You can sit on your high horse and just talk so much shit about someone who's literally giving their life so that you have the ability to talk shit about them. Like, it's just insane. It's insane when you think about it, and it's so frustrating because it's like, what is wrong with you? If you had to be put in that situation, you wouldn't last 2 seconds. You would give up, with that kind of mentality. You absolutely wouldn't even fight for other people or fight for their rights. You have no idea what it's like. And the suffering that a lot of these soldiers come out with, if they do survive, is horrific. And it's just, it's terrible, and I can never understand it.
To keep the civilians safe. Oh, it's so bad. Bro, freedom is not free. You have to fight for this shit. And I don't want to see anybody casting judgment on anybody else who's fighting for our fucking freedom. Whether you agree or disagree with the means, you can go fuck yourself. It does suck that I don't like games as much as I used to anymore. But then again, I'm sure when a good game comes around, I'll enjoy it. But right now, the thing that I'm enjoying is called my life, which is great. It didn't always used to be this way.
That's awesome to hear. Like, yeah, I mean, I feel the same way, where it's just like, experiencing that streamer world was like super rough, and I do want to get back into it is the thing, because I did enjoy making content and playing games, having fun with my friends, like, having this awesome community that was really proactive and wanted to create things too. Like, that brings me so much joy. But it's that social side, man, that is just like the politics of it. If you think differently, you just get shit on so hard, and you just get outcasted. And I think that's so, but honestly, at the end of the day, who cares? Like, you don't ever want to associate with someone who just like thinks so little of you anyways. Like, there's no reason to try and appease everybody, because you're not going to. Everyone has different opinions. So like I said, you just have to be genuine, and that's all you can do. But it's awesome to hear that he's enjoying his life. I also am enjoying my life. I've been through a whirlwind the last like 4 years, honestly 6 years, but I just recently went through something. Probably talk about it in the future, but right now I feel like I'm in a really good headspace. Have a lot of support. I feel very loved. It feels good. So yeah.
I've made a lot of fucking mistakes. I've picked I've had a lot of lady issues. I think I finally got a good one. I'm very happy every time I go off stream. I really enjoy spending my time with my girl. I enjoy a lot of time spending with my dog and my kitties. I never thought my life would be this way. I never thought I could actually find happiness again. Like this much for this long. I always lived my life thinking, how long is it going to last this time?
Oh, I see. He's a skeptic too. Yeah. I mean, same. I've always felt that way as well. My life has been very turbulent, and you kind of get into this habit of wondering like when, the world's going to fall apart on you. So that's, I'm very happy that we've both found some happiness and joy when things seem pretty impossible.
I don't see any red flags upcoming. I don't see it. Before I used to see it. I said, man, this one's so pretty, but man, she's fucking nuts. When's it gonna go wrong? Or this one's got big jugs, but my God, I fucking hate this bitch. Oh, shit. I had another one. That was actually pretty good. I'll just say her, Elena. Elena was a great girlfriend. That was way back in the day. That was back in college. She was great, but I mean this generally. She was way too aggressive sexually. She was fucking me way harder than I fucked her, and I was like, damn, I can't handle this. I never really liked sex until 31 this year.
Same. Honestly, same. You gotta find the right person, I think. You definitely have to find the right person, and you'll know immediately when you do, because it just is, it's so different.
Yet they call me a sex pest. Yeah, Jesus. It is insane, man. The truth doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't. It's like the court. Truth doesn't matter. Only matters what you can prove. And on the internet, the truth doesn't matter. It only matters when you can get people to believe. I think it's sickening how little people go, let me Google that. They go, well, Hassan said this, and I really want Hassan to eat my asshole, so I'll go ahead and believe this. Well, Dedham said this, and she's at least a 6 out of 10. I've never seen a woman before, so I'm going to watch her forever. I believe what she says. Good Lord, that whole Hassan clique is fucking disgusting. Like, we are in the day and age where we have actual fucking supervillains, right? Actual supervillains harassing people's real life, their family, their children, their parents, their grandparents, their dead relatives. They're calling people criminals. They're giving them false allegations. They're doing false accusations. And because people align with them politically or are left-leaning, they say, these are the good guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally true. Like, and that's kind of been the world the last, the last while, you know. If, you know, during Biden's time, you know, there was a lot of left-leaning propaganda, a lot of left-leaning thoughts that circulated everywhere. You know, you couldn't really say anything out of line or you were going to lose your job. You were going to get, you know, your reputation ruined, worse. And I think that the tides are kind of turning a little bit, you know. So I definitely feel how he feels, where it's just like some of these characters do really feel like our modern day supervillains, and the fact that they can get away with these actions and behaviors and the things that they're saying is absolutely mind-boggling. Like, that, it's insane. And I just don't understand. I mean, evil's real, man. Evil is real. It doesn't get more evil than that. And like, I'm thankful personally for people like Tectone and Asman and people who are willing to, you know, stand by the truth and call out the BS and the things that are wrong. Even if it means that they're going to get a storm of angry people getting deplatformed, getting demonetized, losing sponsors. I'm super thankful for people like them, because, you know, otherwise we'd all just be in this bubble of not being able to be our genuine selves and not being able to speak about how we really feel about certain topics. And that's just not a world I want to live in. I lived in that world for a really small window, and it was the worst. It was the worst I ever felt.
I feel so bad for the children of today's day and age, because it's going to be a mess, guys. It's only going to get worse. You got these fucking freak shows on Twitter saying, yeah, they're 8 years old. Yeah, they're old enough to chop their dicks off and inject HRT. Yeah, go ahead. What the fuck? When I was a kid, I thought I could fly.
Yeah, same. I mean, it's weird to think about. You know, yeah, back in the day, I don't know how. I think me and Tectone are probably like 90s kids, right? I'm pretty sure. Like, I think I'm maybe 1 year older. I don't know, but yeah, like back in our day, literally, I feel like such a boomer saying that, but like, literally, we didn't have to think about any of this stuff. We would think about like, oh, you know, I want to be like Superman. I want to be able to fly. I want to be in space. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a firefighter. You know, I want to learn how to ride a bike. Like, it was always like these basic things, and it was nothing like, and that's like my instant example of how much this world has gotten twisted and propagandized by our government, by social media, by media in general. And it's so sad. Like, I feel so sad and empathetic towards kids nowadays, because they don't know any better. They literally got thrown into this pile of horse shit. And it's absolutely so sad, because now you're hearing, you know, I don't really want to go into this tangent. I can in another video, but like, you know, just to keep it brief. Yeah, I think it's totally wrong to do anything like this towards kids. Like, maybe if you're an adult, sure, go. You have free will to do what you want once you're an adult. But when you're a child, you need to be guided and supported by your family in a very healthy way, in a very natural way. You can't, you know, just because your child feels a certain way doesn't mean like that's true.
I'm very glad my parents didn't push me off a building, because I believed it so fucking hard.
Yeah.
These are life-altering decisions that should not be made at 8 to 12 years old. I also feel so bad for gay people because, my God, there is no one on this earth who makes gay people look worse than gay people.
He's right. As someone who is also, as someone who is same sex attracted, I would say, yeah, he's not wrong. I strongly, like I said, I grew up in the South, in the southern states, and I never had anyone ever mistreat me because I was gay. Like I didn't get bullied or anything like that. I did have an occasional like random football jock asshole that would like say something like, but it would always be like so brief and so random. Like I barely remember that. Like you know what I mean? Like it wasn't anything that directly impacted me or made me like depressed or anything. Like if anything, I served it back. Yeah, I think he's right. Like gay people definitely um, have ruined the what it is to be in that community. I mean, to have these gay pride parades and parade around in no clothes, knowing that children are there, is so disturbing and so evil to me. Like it makes me sick. I've never gone to a pride parade. I never will go to a pride parade because I think it's stupid. I almost said something, but I think it's stupid. Like it's dumb. I don't think you need to celebrate your sexuality. I think that's really gay and stupid. And this is probably gonna get demonetized now, but honestly, who cares? Like it is. It's stupid. It's really dumb. Like why are we celebrating that? Like that should be a private thing. Like I mean, I'm saying like you should be able to like walk down the street with your significant other and, obviously not get attacked, but like that's common sense. Like no one like to have a parade for something as silly as that is like it's gross. I mean, it's there's a lot of issues and I'll get definitely go into some of these topics like way deeper, but it's not for me, man. It's not for me. I'm very chill. I don't really say, I don't go up to people and introduce myself as a like, yeah, I'm gay, like hello, like no. I'm just me. I'm my personality, you know. I want you to like that. The other stuff doesn't matter because that doesn't have anything to do with you. You know what I mean? So it's just that's kind of how I feel about it. But whatever. Let's see what Tectone says.
What the fuck are these pride parades? You're gay, so you gotta walk
Yes.
around naked with your dicks out in front of the kids? What the
Exactly.
fuck are we doing? Lazy ass parents put on Coco Melon, call it a day.
Yeah, I mean, he's totally right. A lot of it does come down to parenting. Like parents nowadays are just like, I don't know if it's because they're stressed because they have to work like a lot of jobs because of the economy being bad or what, but yeah, that Coco Melon, there's a lot of animated shows, kid shows that they're purposely made to like basically break your kid. It's to keep their attention, but it's breaking their attention span, which is terrible when really parents need to be monitoring what their kids are watching. But sadly, that's not the case.
By this gay ass shit on the internet, believing everything they see on Fortnite and Minecraft and fucking Gaia Online. That's a
Gaia
dated reference. That shit's probably dead.
Online.
What happened to Neopets, man?
Neopets. Oh my god. Gaia Online and Neopets is kind of wild. It's like I haven't thought about that in so long. That was like a core memory unlocked. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like Fortnite, I can see why it's so popular and why kids love it. I mean, I even played it. Anyone that's watching this and has seen my content before, on my brief stint of streaming, I had a Fortnite code. Like, Fortnite can be fun. It's like a community based thing for sure. So it's I don't really play it anymore unless like, me and the friends want to like just destroy lobbies. And by destroy lobbies, I mean I get shot pretty much immediately. Minecraft is awesome. You're wrong for that, Tectone. It's awesome. It's fun. You got to be creative, man. You got to be creative. Build some cool shit. It's fun.
Content creators getting fucking pets for clout, not even raising them.
He's right.
Treat.
Yeah, I mean that's so common, and like I don't know, like I remember seeing like content creators just getting exotic pets on top of it, so it's even worse. But yeah, some people just get pets, even babies. I heard there was like this one content creator. I think it was like one of those YouTube like family content creators, and they literally adopted a kid, and then when they kind of like got all the content out of having that like little kid, they try to like give it back. It's disgusting.
Cats like fucking furniture rather than friends. It's just depressing, man. It's rare seeing people treat each other like humans. Or even creatures like, you know, their friends. They just treat them like objects. It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
And the worst thing is, everybody who's trying to advocate for better treatment of each other, who are trying to go against the bad guys, well, congratulations. They're the bad guys because people have no media literacy. If you're right-leaning, if you're conservative, you're a Nazi.
Okay, I guess I'm a Nazi.
Jesus. Everybody's a rapist, everybody's a pedophile, everybody's a transphobe, everybody's a homophobe, everybody's an abuser, everybody's a manipulator.
Yeah, he's right. I mean, things have gotten so extreme, especially with like the human language, that these phrases almost are like losing their meaning in a way because you just hear it so much after every little thing. You could say the wrong thing and someone will call you a Nazi. And it's like, dude, like you're literally making that word become nothing. And that, that has such strong connotations and meaning to it. It's disturbing. Yeah, calling people pedophiles, rapists, just all these things when it's like not accurate is so wrong, and it's just an overuse of the words, and it's really damaging to people's careers, reputation, all of it. I mean, not even just in a public sphere, but like imagine being called any of those in your personal life. Like that would destroy you if you were a decent human being, that's hard to deal with, people thinking that of you when it's not true. It's so sad.
Just because you have a disagreement of opinions. Good God. I'm getting eaten alive by the fucking mosquitoes out here, by the way. I feel like I have a lot of freedom. I'm free from all the shackles that used to bind me. OTK was great being a part of, but it was so good getting out of it as well.
Oh, he's not a part of OTK anymore? Oh my God. Oh, that's such a bad freeze for him. I'm so sorry. He's not a part of OTK anymore. I didn't know that happened. I'm assuming, was it because of this recent drama that's happened, if you want to call it drama? That's sad, but I mean, it sounds like he's relieved that he's kind of out of that, because I'm sure it's a lot of pressure being attached to drama. It kind of drags the people around you into it, and Tectone seems like the kind of guy that doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to put that kind of stress on other people. So yeah, good for him that he's doing better.
It was. I hate when my actions affect others, because there's some people who are weaker, and it's fine to be weak, who can't handle it. And I'm glad I don't have to worry about them anymore. I know you're seeing me call out a lot of content creators, but I hope you guys understand the difference between my channel, and I want you, if you're here, I want you to leave a comment based on this. I want you to really understand the difference between my channel and a normal drama channel, because people will call out drama because of views and clicks. And don't get me wrong, do I want more views? Sure, why the fuck not? Want to know why? Because I know it drives the haters fucking crazy.
It's true.
But I'm not calling these people out because it's my job. I'm doing it because if you look at the people who I'm calling out, they're doing horrific ass shit.
It's definitely how I feel about some of these creators that I'm seeing, and it almost like really inspired me to like get back into streaming. And not that I necessarily want to be a drama channel, but some of these things really do need to get called out and corrected, because it's definitely not what I think will make a healthy society. If you keep people like, certain people with these extremist ideas being able to like spew them out freely without any consequence. So yeah, I mean, I definitely feel that.
Horrific things. Look at my track record of the people I've called out. Atsu, making a fake suicide document to take down his enemies and his friends. Hassan, Do I need to say more? Denims. Do I need to say
No.
more? Frogan. Do I need to say more? Mike from PA. Do I need to say more? You've all heard this 1,000 times. The horrific fucking people who are accusing people of crimes, going after people's dead relatives, spreading as much misinformation to blind the masses. Ludwig, getting one of his friends to near fatal levels of alcohol poisoning, ruining his entire life, and then skirting all accountability and not lending out a hand to help a guy who is one of the sole reasons why he's still successful in this space.
Yeah, I mean that just goes to show it doesn't matter like what level you're at, that there's people that will do anything to avoid accountability, put themselves above other people, and to stay in the good graces of the public. But I think what some of these people don't realize is, people can see through that. They can see through the being disingenuous, being not a good person, having these really bad, awful takes. It's obvious. The common person, they see that as clear as day. So, I mean, it's just only going to ruin their reputation in the long run. And I think we can see that. We can see how much it's impacted some of these content creators, and of course, like some of the very very top ones, some that Tectone has mentioned. Sure, maybe they're just too big that it won't ever really affect them, especially when they have the good graces of the platforms that they're on. So yeah.
I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. People always say with friends like Ludwig, who needs enemies? Bro, that's everybody. So many people are like that. I don't even like Mango. I don't even fucking know the guy. But you see these parties, you see everybody having fun. Mango was in a house with so many people, 80 other streamers, and not a single one of them was a friend.
So I don't know if Tectone, I think he briefly mentioned this, but basically Mango, I think is what his name is. I didn't really look too deep into it, but from the brief bit that I got, there was a party, Ludwig was there, a bunch of other creators were there, Mango was there, and he was encouraged to drink and drink and drink, and he got so drunk that he started being like kind of weird, like humping pillows and like doing all this like weird stuff and making people uncomfortable, and sexually, he basically, there was an essay, I think, I don't quote me on that, allegedly, there was a lot of people being uncomfortable by his behavior, and he got dropped from Cloud9, I believe. He's in the bad graces with people, like people are like trying to avoid him like the plague because this drama that had happened. And Ludwig, a big content creator, he just kind of was like, yeah, no, that's, I just wasn't really encouraging it, I didn't realize like all this had happened, or that it was as bad as it was. He said that Mango had drank before like a lot, so he didn't think it was a big deal, but basically, there was a lot of issues with that, so not good. I just want to say I would never, yeah, I don't ever want to go to a streamer or content creator party. Like, that's so whack to me. I don't want to do that. I'm such a low key kind of person. I'd rather be in the comfort of my own space and the people that I love and trust with my life, because of reasons like this, where it's like, you can absolutely get set up, and it could sabotage you completely.
Anybody in that house should have seen that he was fucked up and he needed to be taken out. They could have said something. They could have done something. They did nothing. They did nothing. And yeah, he's retarded. But my God, would it have killed somebody to fucking do anything? I'm glad we have people like Sensitive Society and More Pegasus, WestJet,
Yeah, I like their content as well. Pegasus and Sensitive Society, they make great content. They're just basically calling out all the BS and all the things that seem like common sense but are totally missed in today's era. Definitely highly recommend.
piece of shit calling me a Genshin player. I'll kill you. Fucking piece of shit. To call out the bad actors, but they get labeled as slop tubers because, man, they really hate when people talk about the truth, don't they? They really hate it. They hate it, bro. The world hates the truth. They fucking hate it. Have I been wrong about some things? Absolutely. 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 But I always try my best. It's a big ass bug. I always try my best to be as transparent, as honest, as truthful as I possibly can. I might have messed up. I might have spoke on some things in the past where I didn't have the full context. I mean, shit, I didn't even know what my own dad did until recently. I had to find out about that shit from Hassan. Although, again, he greatly exaggerated it. Greatly exaggerated it. But I'm glad I'm in this era where I've...
I mean, that's pretty big and bold of him to say that, though. Like, to admit, like, oh, there definitely been instances in the past where I might have spoken out when really I just didn't know the full context or the knowledge behind it, and he misspoke. I think it says a lot about a person that's able to take that acknowledgement and learn from it.
broken the illusion of the internet. And now I've approached everything with skepticism. There's a lot of things I wanted to say. I probably didn't say all of them. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I woke up this morning and I didn't feel too good, so I took the day off. And I also really wanted to spend the day with my girlfriend and my dog. I'll be real. I'm trying very hard to spend time with the people and the things that I care about the most in this world. I probably could have streamed, but I really wanted to chill with my girl and my dog.
Honestly, same. That's like me every day. I'm just like, I just want to chill and be in the company of things that and people that I love, and that's about it. I don't want any drama. I'm sure, coming back into the scene, there's going to be drama, there's going to be some BS, there's going to be things from the past that get brought up, but honestly, fuck all of that. I don't care. I still want to make content, and that's all I really care about. But I get it. It's important to just chill and just be grateful for the things that you do have.
I spent about an hour and a half today building a mono green, it's called Shroofus deck for my girl. $500, Jesus. But, fuck, I love playing Magic the Gathering, it's so good. But I do feel very bad for a lot of people who watch my videos, not because my videos are that bad, and they are bad, but not that reason, but the world is, not, it's not easy. It's not. I know a lot of people who watch me, who watch content creators in general, unemployed, working minimum wage jobs, and they probably live lives they don't enjoy. And they use these videos as an escape. And I think about it every day. I think about how hard you guys have it. I think about how difficult the world is. I think about how much bullshit you guys got to deal with, and I'm not gonna lie, it fucks me up. I'm a pretty emotional guy, I'm not gonna.
Okay, sorry for that. My girlfriend came home and yeah.
To be an emotional guy in the content creator space, but I developed empathy at 3 years old. I just hope everybody watching this video, if you're experiencing a hard time, you gotta fight. You can't give up. You can't let these people hurt you. You can't let them get to you. You can't let them slow you down. Whether that's a shitty fucking friend that stabbed you in the back, and trust me, I know all about that.
Yeah, I mean, he's totally right. And that's exactly how I feel too. It's like it's been so long of just having this fear or like this anxiety or this regret when really it doesn't have to be that way. Like I can still be myself, and I'll have to deal with those problems if they arise when they arise. But at the end of the day, I can't let it stop me from being myself, and I've let it do that for so long that it really just changes you, and I would say for the worst. So yeah, I definitely want to have like my little redemption arc of coming back to streaming and Hopefully it'll be as smooth as possible, but with these things, you never know. It could be great one second and then it could be you're going through like hell the next. So, yeah, totally agree.
But I'd question for you guys to name a single person who I've ever stabbed in the back. I don't do that. Nope. I even go so far as to defend my enemies. There's some people currently who I go in on. They're like, I wonder why he says this, even though that person did this. I could ruin these people's fucking lives, but I just choose not to.
I don't think Tectone would want to be honest. Like, I don't think he wants to. I don't think he really wants anything bad to happen to any of these kinds of people, even if it is like perceived as deserved. I think he's genuinely a good dude and doesn't want bad to come to people.
Sometimes it's just trying. I'm just trying to let go, and maybe I'm making a mistake. Maybe I should hold these people accountable. I don't know. I hope you guys can continue to fight every day and keep your head up high and know that hard work is how you're going to find a place of salvation. It's how you're going to find your Vinland Saga. Great anime, by the way, you should watch. And where you will find your peace, because you cannot achieve anything worth attaining or anything covetous in this world without hard work. So keep that shit up. I know it's hard right now, but you got to keep pushing. You do. You do. And I know that may sound corny. That same advice from one of my favorite content creators. His name is Etika. He said some pretty motivational shit about about himself. Motivational shit about his life and how things are hard. And that gave me the strength to keep fighting. And unfortunately, he didn't have that same strength. But I do every now and then try to talk about some of the morals, some of the values, some of the content that some of my favorite creators, some of my favorite singers, Chris Cornell, Reckful, Etika, preach. Because I don't believe you've truly died until people forget about you. And to those people, they meant so much to me. I don't really want to let their memory die. A lot of the people who I looked up to the most in this world have committed suicide. And I think that's so sad, because some of the most beautiful people on this earth, the brightest.
That's heavy.
Oh no!
Sorry, guys. As you could tell, I had to make a hard cut. Got super distracted. Didn't end up finishing the video, so I want to finish it today. We literally only had like a few minutes left, so let's finish what we started.
Don't really want to let their memory die. A lot of the people who I looked up to the most in this world have committed suicide. And I think that's so sad, because some of the most beautiful people on this earth, the brightest stars burn out the quickest. And it's fucked up. I wish I could have met him.
He's so just to reiterate, he was talking about Etika, and I don't know if you guys know who Etika was, but I remember him. He was huge in the Nintendo I guess like community. Like I think he played Smash, maybe, I don't know. I just remember seeing his videos, and he was always so energetic, so over the top. And of course, when you are young and you start gaining like a massive popularity, like people will just attack you, and I think he was a very controversial figure, but his content was I always thought it was hilarious. It was always, you didn't know what to expect. And I think that's what a lot of people liked about his content. And I think he really resonated with a bunch of people in the community. And unfortunately, it I don't know if it was like the fame or the notoriety or the success that he had, but it became too much for him, and unfortunately he ended up unaliving himself. I think he jumped off a bridge or something like that. It was truly sad, and um it just makes me, it's heartbreaking because, like, I mean, he was a young dude. He had a promising future, and just like that, like, it was gone and he was gone. So I think that's really awesome that Tectone can share some of these people that have unfortunately are, they're no longer with us, but they left a lasting impression on him enough to share some of the lessons and advice that they had to offer the world. So I totally understand. I mean, I definitely have been there. I mean, I've definitely been there where I've had a massive breakdown, a meltdown, and thought about it myself, but you got to stay strong, surround yourself with good people, and you'll be okay.
I wish I could have said something to him. I'm so fucked up. I think, well, maybe if I knew him, that wouldn't have happened. It sucks because Wreckful passed before I ever got a chance to meet him, even though we would have lived in the same town. Knowing the Austin scene right now, that's enough to make anybody crazy.
That's why I never would live there. Austin, like, I've always lived pretty much north of Dallas. Um and even Dallas is, that's a big city. It's super, there's just a lot of people. It's not my vibe. Like, I'm such a I would say I'm almost like a farm girl. Like, I don't want to, that's just too many people in a small condensed area, and just like, I know, I guess, like, the stereotypes or generalization that I've heard, cuz I've actually never even been to Austin, cuz it sounded like a mini LA basically, and I'm not interested in that, to be honest. But I mean, I'm always down to, like, experiencing, like, new places and things and people. So I don't know, maybe it could be cool. Maybe it is something in my future to, like, go explore. But for now, yeah, definitely not interested in going to Austin. I mean, I live in California right now, and I don't even really like being here. It's just madly expensive. The politics, the people, like, it's just not for me, man.
I don't know. It's just fucked up thoughts I have sometimes. I can't tell you how nice it is and how life changing it is to have one good friend that always has your back. But in a space paraded by some of the fakest motherfuckers on this earth, sometimes this field just disgusts me.
And he's totally right. I mean, yeah, some of the people I met, there have been really some really cool, dope ass people that were really supportive and genuinely supportive, but a massive percentage of the people on in the space and in the industry are so just fake and so not there to be your best friends. They're just there for one reason, and it's like standing on business, and that's it. Everything else they could really care less as long as it benefits them. Like, they really don't care at all. So I totally feel that. It's definitely one of the things that keeps me weary from being back to streaming, but I definitely will be coming back. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But that's definitely one side. Like, the social aspect of it, I just, there's pros and cons, but I feel like there's so many cons at this point, where it's like, yeah, you could build up a sweet, awesome community who enjoys your content and loves the stuff that you put out. But at the same time, it's like, not only do you have to deal with, like, some, the typical, like, smooth brain viewer that might, like, pop up, but it's like, now you have to worry about streamers that are two-faced and only wanting you to be around just so that it benefits them, and then that's it, and they throw you away. So yeah, I feel that.
Some people got no way to shit talk someone adequately, so they'll just make shit up. Because the moment you get enough people to believe it,
It's true.
well, now it's the truth. I want to remind you guys that the best revenge to the people who've wronged you is to live a good life.
Yeah, I mean, that's totally true. Like, really, it's not, you know Yes, you could see that as a revenge. I kind of see it as like, you know what, you've just closed off access to people that don't deserve access to you, access to your success, your failures, any of that. And succeeding in silence definitely is has such a great appeal to it, you know, because you won't have as many people like trying to beat you down, you know, or people being as envious if they don't know what's going on in the first place. But, you know, at the same time, it's like, dang, now you have, you know, your pool of friends has to be limited. The people that you surround yourself with definitely has to be shrunken down. Um, it's kind of sad. It's sad because like you should be able to celebrate with the people that you care about and people that care about you and celebrate and be proud of the things that you have accomplished without fear or you know having some kind of anxiety towards that success thinking that there might be like repercussions of some kind. So yeah, it's a bummer.
So do that. Find that. Find happiness. Push through all the bullshit. Find your happiness. And that will destroy everybody who's attempted to destroy you. I miss you guys. Appreciate the subs in the channel. Make sure to follow me over on Kick. Probably still not going to stream on Twitch. We'll see what happens when I get unbanned. Love you guys. Take care of yourself. God bless you.
Yeah, I mean, well said. I thought that video when I first watched it, I thought it was really I could really empathize with it and relate to it because that I feel like even if it's not this industry and it's other industries, you do come across those people that just want to take advantage of you. You don't know who to trust. You'll have people lie, cheat, steal, slander, you know, make accusations and they're totally unjustified and all you have to do is take it because you know that's just the world that we live in and it's so sad and it's so terrible. Like it's just unbelievable that we're at this time and place where things like that are just totally acceptable. They're not frowned upon or anything. In fact, they're encouraged because it gets views, it gets streams, it gets people to join your side against people that you know maybe they don't even really agree with what you're doing, but they dislike the other person so much that they would just go ahead and join sides with that person. Like it's just so it's like high school on crack. Like it's just so extreme. But I really liked this video. I feel like Tectone made an insane amount of points that were relatable, totally honest. And I definitely appreciate him putting his self out there for, you know, he basically just like is standing in open fire, like by just saying the truth, speaking on the truth, saying, trying to like set things straight. Unfortunately, that comes with a lot of backlash nowadays where it's like, even if you tell the truth, even if you have the proof, if people don't like you, if people disagree with you, you're your enemy number one. So I think this was an awesome video. Please, of course, like his video. He's definitely someone I want to like watch more of his content, and I'm kind of sad I hadn't really in the past. But he makes great content. I think he's hilarious. I think he's based. I think, you know, he has a lot of valid points, and I think people definitely can resonate with his message and take it to heart. Yeah, I mean it definitely impacted me. I like when I first saw it I was like, wow, yeah, that's exactly what I went through years ago when I first started streaming, where it was just like you don't know who you can trust. People you thought were friends aren't friends. They're just using you for to benefit themselves. And to honestly at the end of the day you just have to be yourself unapologetically because people, you know, people will do their own thing. And I think the best way to succeed in any space, any job, anything is just be yourself, work hard, focus on you, try not to really focus on the drama and people trying to tear you down because the world will literally try and tear you down. All you can do is build yourself up to be stronger. You still have some dumb idiots online siding with people just because they don't like you. So, anyways, I hope you guys liked this video. This is my first video back, honestly, just making any kind of content. So I thought this was wildly appropriate to do a video like this because that's exactly how I felt over the years. And it's definitely something Yeah, like in my early 20s, mid 20s, where I felt that same exact thing, where it's just like, dang, you feel so defeated, and you feel like it's a dog eat dog world when you have people that you thought you could trust, you know, or at least have your best interests at heart, definitely don't show up when you need it the most. And that could be very damaging. But you live, you learn, you get better, you get stronger, and you get a harder, like, I don't know, like mentality about things. So I hope you guys like the video. Definitely like the video, comment if you can. Anyways, yeah. So see you later.